what's up guys? Jamie Calloway here. And I'm sorry for the lack of videos, but I really haven't actually made a video of me sitting down and talking about wrestling in like a month. And the last video I did do was like a couple weeks ago, and I was telling you guys to send me in questions for my new show called Ask Jamie Calloway Time, which you can still send in questions. So go like me on Facebook. Go follow me on Twitter, subscribe to Mr. Just Ray, send me in predictions, send me your thoughts on anything, videos, pictures, which reminds me, if I like your photo the best that you send in, I might shout you out in my next video. It's not like a contest or anything, but go like me, go follow me on Twitter, and subscribe to that dude I just said, and just look at the description. So anyway, about the two promos. Now, there was a promo on Raw, and there's a promo on this channel called It Begins 2012. And I saw the one on YouTube first, so I thought that was Taker returning. But then I saw the one on Raw, and I still thought that was Taker up until I saw the mask. And the type of promos were the type of promos where Undertaker or Kane will come back to, because it was a dark, eerie, scary type of promo, and their characters are like that. And then I saw the mask, and so who else has a mask that has this type of gimmick? Taker has this gimmick, but he doesn't wear a mask, and the only time he did wear a mask was dressed up as Masked Kane. So a lot of people think Masked Kane, he's going to come back as Masked Kane. And we haven't seen Kane or Taker for a while. So, I mean, I want a lot of people to return. I want Jericho. I want Kane to return. I definitely want Taker. But everyone knows that. So, when I first saw that, I thought it was Taker. But I saw things just smashing to the floor, and I saw the mask fall to the floor. So Kane coming back as Masked Kane. Now that would be very interesting to see. A lot of people, when he was in the WWE, not say he retired and left, but when he was around, he wasn't doing much. WWE wasn't doing anything with him. You know, they weren't treating him very well. There wasn't much for him to do. So for them to bring back the Masked Kane gimmick would be interesting, and a lot of us have been wanting this to come back. And how awesome would that be if he came back? I can't wait to see what they're going to do with him, what brand he's going to go on, what storyline he's going to be in now, what storylines are going to be made up for this. Is he going to go on SmackDown? Which I kind of hope SmackDown, because SmackDown doesn't really have anyone, and obviously everyone wants to pay attention to Raw now that it's leading up to the road to WrestleMania, which it's only in 5 months, WrestleMania. That's not a long time at all. So I can't wait to see what unfolds now. Like, with all these returns happening also, can you imagine that this is going to be awesome? So we'll probably see more promos as time goes on. But now the one on its whatever it was on the YouTube channel, It Begins 2012. So that means someone is coming back in 2012. And people think that's Taker. And I was having a discussion with Razman's Reality about this. And we were discussing this, and we had both points against and for it. You know, one saying it isn't him, and good opinions that saying it was him, you know, on both sides. And as it has that type of eerie promo that it would be Taker, because obviously the one with the mask is Kane. And who else could it be that has that type of gimmick? But then again, wouldn't they want Taker's return to be special, like a surprise? And when they want it to be his last run to be absolutely amazing in the WWE, and his last Mania is probably this year. So his last run, they obviously want it to be great. And his return is probably going to be so surprising that we won't even know it. And for him to come back, he could just return anywhere, and just come in the ring, and the lights go back on, and we'll all be like, oh my God. Well, I'll be freaking out. I don't know about you. But then also, people are saying Chris Jericho because in the promo, if you saw it, it was talking about how a new person's coming back, or a new beginning, and a force that's coming back to the WWE, which you would think Taker. But, in Chris Jericho's Titantron, how there's numbers, there's kind of like numbers in the video. Not like numbers flying out of the kid's mouth. But he was saying how there's a force coming back to the WWE. And if you remember, there's a storyline with Chris Jericho, as we were also discussing, as he also pointed out. And I was like, oh yeah, those are some very good points about Chris Jericho and the whole Bible storyline. And the what's it called? The book that he was writing on was probably quoting the Bible. And I'm not a very religious person, so Bibles, ugh. But anyway, maybe this is to throw us off, to completely think it's someone, and then it ends up being Jericho, or is it Taker? But the thing is, I also realize is 2/21/11. Remember that, guys? That was obvious that Taker was coming back. People thought it was Sting. Guys, no, shut up. It wasn't Sting. And some people still think that one, it's beginning 2012 or whatever. It begins 2012. They think it's Sting. It's not freaking Sting. And people think it's Taker. But why would they do that 2 years in a row when they want to make his last run special and not obvious when he returns? And a lot of us don't know when he's going to return. So, and some people think it's too early. So why would they do that 2 years in a row? But the thing is, 2/21/11, Taker came back. That was obvious. And then we never even expected we never even expected Triple H to come back. We didn't expect 2 returns. We just expected Taker. So what if Jericho on January 2nd, he comes back, and then Taker comes back? You know how they did that with Triple H and Taker. So I can't wait to see what unfolds. Next year is going to be awesome. They're keeping us interested. They're keeping us wanting to know what's happening next. And with Punk being champion, with all these returns happening, can you imagine? Oh my goodness. And also throwing us off from being Jericho to having this different type of promo that has nothing to do with his character. And he said how he never was going to wrestle again. Well, they probably want his return to be a surprise, just like any other return. And also, he said he's not coming back unless he has a new persona. So think of that. Raz and I were having a pretty good discussion about that, and he was making some great points. So if he uploaded a video, go watch it. I don't know if he did, but he was pointing out about the Bible storyline and making connections to where it might be Jericho. And I can't wait to see what happens, guys. So do me a favor, like me on my fan page, go subscribe to my second channel, and follow me on Twitter. Send me pictures and all that stuff on my fan page, and you know the drill. Just go right, and I will have a video up on my second channel as well.